Hello, everybody. My name is Jane Firth, and I am the chair of this year's National Philanthropy Day. This is the 36th annual National Philanthropy Day, and it is really my pleasure to have all of you here. I'd like to start by thanking the wonderful committee and Joan Palumbo, my co-chair. We all worked very hard on this year's event and had to pivot very quickly due to COVID-19. I'm sorry that we can't all be together, but I think that you will still see what a stellar awards ceremony that this is. I'd like to welcome Margaret Bernstein, this year's MC. Thank you and enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone. I'm Margaret Bernstein, the Director of Advocacy and Community Initiatives at WKYC Channel 3. It is my pleasure to be today's MC for the 36th Annual National Philanthropy Day, presented by the Greater Cleveland Chapter of the Association of Fundraising Professionals. While today's event will look a bit different than it has in past years, and we're not together in person, it really does not take away the impact that philanthropy has on a community, nor does it diminish the hard work, dedication, and generosity of the philanthropists and volunteers that we are honoring today. We are here to applaud our 2020 award winners, especially in a year that definitely did not go as planned. The election is behind us, and now we must continue the good work we have already started and celebrate all the progress that we have made. To begin our festivities, I'd like to introduce the president of the AFP Greater Cleveland Chapter, Bob Kane.
Thanks so much, Margaret. I'm Bob Kane. I'm privileged to serve as president of our AFP Greater Cleveland Chapter. AFP Global, as so many of you know, is the largest association of fundraising professionals in the world, with nearly 30,000 members worldwide. Our Cleveland chapter, one of the most active and one of the most creative, includes about 300 members. Let me tell you some of the initiatives we've worked on in the past year. We developed a new strategic plan that will govern our work for the coming 3 years. We created, and now we're in the process of recreating, our AFP Collegiate Chapter at John Carroll University. We've maintained and in fact strengthened our mentoring program, where seasoned professionals work with people who are new to our profession. We've worked to provide additional programs dealing with diversity and inclusion, and we've attracted a more diverse membership and a more diverse board leadership team. We initiated a study with Case's Mandel School and funded by the Kelvin and Eleanor Smith Foundation, aimed at shaping education opportunities for fundraising professionals for years to come. And as we, as with every other organization in business, were hit with the COVID-19 crisis, we responded with new and in fact expanded Cleveland-based education programming, new ties to virtual programming coming from AFP Global, new scholarships so that professionals from small and often poorly funded organizations could participate in our education programs, creation of a new Ohio group of AFP chapters, which meets monthly to talk about common issues and to consider programming in partnership with each other, providing COVID-19 related resources to help our members do their work as effectively as possible during the pandemic. But of course, the greatest task of all was converting our normal model of National Philanthropy Day, in the past 600 or more people stuffed into a ballroom at the Renaissance downtown, to the virtual program you're experiencing today. I want to thank our National Philanthropy Day Committee, chaired by Jane Firth and co-chaired by Joan Palumbo, for, as you see, doing all of this so successfully. I want to thank the committee that worked on selecting our awardees. I want to thank our chapter administrators from J&M Business Solutions for all their work and all their support. We couldn't have pivoted to this new model without them. And I want to thank our AFP Cleveland board. And finally, I want to thank our year-round sponsors and those who supported us while recognizing our awardees through our tribute book. I want to send out a big thank you to our awardees. Each year, I wonder whether we'll receive nominations for those awards. each year. I wonder if that year's batch of nominees will be as good as the nominees of the year before. And this year, of course, I was especially concerned because we sent out notice of nominees at the same time as we were fighting the pandemic. Well, as you all know, the group of 2020 awardees is outstanding. They don't take a back seat to any of the groups we've had in the past. And while their achievements span many years back, you can take a look even now at the achievements of these people, these individuals, today and in 2020 during especially challenging times. Finally, I don't want to end without recognizing one more group. All of you who have been working to address issues around COVID-19 and around systemic racism and injustice. Once again, we see our community coming together during difficult times and making those difficult times a bit better than they would have been otherwise. Thanks to our partners in the nonprofit sector, our foundations, corporations, government, and individual donors, and thanks especially to our professional fundraisers who play such a key role in connecting funders to opportunities to change the world. All of us working together have in fact made a difference, and I know will continue to make a difference as we navigate these especially difficult challenges. So thanks so much to all of you for being part of the Association of Fundraising Professionals 2020 National Philanthropy Day celebration. I'd like now to turn it over to Cleveland City Councilman Bashir Jones, our special guest.
Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you. Thank you for those beautiful words. I want to say to you that it's such an honor to be here with you on a very, very special day, National Philanthropy Day. And to all of those amazing honorees, thank you for showing us what it means to give. You know, as a young boy, my family and I, we were homeless. We lived in a shelter called the Salvation Army, which was a shelter for women and children. And even while we lived in this shelter, my mother, she would take us to go feed other homeless people. At a very young age, she was teaching us that no matter how bad you think you have it, somebody has it worse than you. No matter your situation, no matter your struggle, gratefulness is the medicine for our anger. And especially in the time that we are in, we are told to be physically distant. But if you have a heart of giving, we may be physically distant, but we shouldn't be spiritually distant. We should pray for each other. No matter what side of the aisle you stand on, no matter how you choose to pray, no matter how you choose to love, it's imperative that we give the best of ourselves to one another. And some people think that they have to have $1 billion, $1 trillion to give. No, 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 no. All you have to do is have a heart to want to see others do better than they currently do. If you have that heart, oh man, you're blessed. You are blessed if you have that heart. My mother had that heart. My mom passed away 10 years back from breast cancer. I miss her every single day. I think about her every single day. And the way that I honor my mother, her name was Imani, which means faith. The way that I honor her is by giving in her honor. You know, when I became councilman here in Ward 7 in the city of Cleveland, the first thing I did with the help of Famiko's Foundation is create the Imani Food Distribution Center. Right? You're right. That's it. You got it right. I named it right after my mother. Because it was places like that that allowed me and my family to get through the day because we didn't know how we were going to eat. But it was volunteers. It was elected officials. It was people like you that made sure a person like me would have the opportunity to survive. And now as I stand in front of you as a councilman, and it blows my mind almost every day to think that the very streets that I used to be starving on are now the very streets that I now serve and make sure those residents have something to eat physically, mentally, and spiritually. So in closing, You don't have to have a lot of money in your banking account to give. All you have to be is like these wonderful honorees. Have a heart, have a mind, and have a spirit to want to see other people do better. May God bless you. May God protect you. May God bless my mother because she put that in me. May God bless your mothers and fathers because they put it in you as well. I'm so honored to speak with you today. I'm so honored to be in your presence. Thank you. May God bless you. May God bless Cleveland. May God bless Ohio, America, and the world as we continue to fight through this terrible, terrible pandemic of hatred and COVID too. All right? Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Bashir, one of my favorite people in Cleveland. And thanks to all of you for taking time out of your day to celebrate with us. And now on with the show. Each year, the members of AFP have the opportunity to nominate donors, volunteers, and supporters of their organizations. We had numerous nominations for awards this year. It is a rigorous process, and our committee carefully considers and scores each nomination. There are so many examples of incredible generosity in Northeast Ohio. The Outstanding Philanthropist Leadership Award. It's presented to an individual with a proven record of exceptional generosity. Through financial support, they demonstrate civic and charitable responsibility. Their generosity encourages others to take on leadership roles in our community. Nominated by the Cleveland Clinic, we are proud to present the AFP 2020 Outstanding Philanthropist Leadership Award to Jeffrey and Tricia Cole.
Jeff and Tricia have been enthusiastic supporters of our COLA Institute, and their mission was fairly simple. Through their generosity, through their support, and through their guidance, they really wanted our COLA Institute to become the premier place for eye care in the world. Jeff and Tricia have been involved with the COLA Institute every step along the way. The COLA Institute has grown a lot. We're now present in more than 30 different locations, and Jeff and Tricia were instrumental in the growth of the Institute and its presence in different locations. They put their hearts and souls in everything that they do, and they're very, very passionate about the growth of our ophthalmologic services, for which we're grateful. Jeff and Tricia are more than deserving of this award because their passion and their generosity and the energy that they put behind Cleveland Clinic, and in particular of the ophthalmologic services at Cleveland Clinic. The growth of COLA Institute is a true testament to the success of their involvement. Dear Jeff and Tricia, thank you very much for everything that you do. You are more than deserving of this award. We cannot thank you enough for all that you do for Cleveland Clinic.
So I've known Jeff and Tricia for more than a decade. When you first meet Jeff, it becomes really obvious how smart he is. And then when you find out he went to Harvard for his undergrad and for his MBA, it's really no surprise. Tricia is an over-the-top talented vocalist and musician. If you ever hear her sing, it is truly ethereal. What an amazing talent. And together, they're an amazing couple. The Cole family has a long and deep history of commitment to the city of Cleveland. I'm continually amazed when I talk to Jeff how many people he knows and how many different projects he and his family have been involved in here in Cleveland. 20 years ago, the Cole family committed to build the Cole Eye Institute. Our institute is their namesake. And when I approached Jeff 10 years ago, I was delighted when he agreed to give another gift to allow for our expansion. They lead by example. They're enthusiastic. They have been very helpful in bringing people into this project, people who have become part of our leadership board, people who have donated to the Cole Eye Institute. They lead by having a shared vision of what they want the Cole Eye Institute to be and how we deliver eye care in the 21st century. Jeff has helped develop a vision for where we want to go in terms of how we deliver eye care in Cleveland in the 21st century. Just that I have had tremendous appreciation for his persistence, for his tenacity, for his drive, for his desire to push this project forward, to do anything that it takes to make that happen. It's one thing to give a gift, to be part of a project, but Jeff has been much more than that, and I've really appreciated it. I think a lot of people may not realize just how committed Jeff and his family have been to Cleveland. I have enjoyed so much the many, many conversations we've had about Cleveland history. And I'm just continually amazed as to how many times his family has intersected with so many people who have been important to Cleveland over a long period of time. For Tricia, as I mentioned before, wow, what a transcendent voice. Jeff and Tricia, I want to extend my heartiest congratulations on receipt of this award. I want to thank you for all that you've done for the Cleveland Clinic, for the Cole Eye Institute, and for me. You all have been amazing partners, and I look forward to celebrating with you soon.
Both Tricia and I have always been interested in giving back. Fortunately, we have been in a position to do so, and we've focused our efforts on helping other people through improving healthcare. Clearly, we've been staunch supporters of the Cole Eye Institute, including its initial launch in 1999 and its proposed new expansion on the Cleveland Clinic campus. In addition, we have been supporters of Rainbow Babies and Children Hospital at University Hospital, where the main ground floor entertainment area is named the Tricia O'Brien Pavilion, as Tricia has had a long-standing relationship with both the hospital and the people running it there. Both Tricia and I believe that it's very important that people who need quality care can get it. Our support, financially and otherwise, of philanthropic organizations, it comes from the heart. That's really our mantra. We focus on areas that need and areas that appeal to our hearts and to the human nature that both of us have. We grew up learning that giving was part of who you are and what you become. And I myself have been in the eye care business for over 40 years. And
it's life-changing for the children to be able to see, and it changes their behavior in school, it changes their self-esteem, they become a better person, all because they get a pair of glasses and they can start to see.
My wife, who is a jazz singer and sings her heart out on the stage.
Music's kind of a healing thing.
When she's
for
up
me
there
and for other
and when
people.
she sings, she's giving it all. And she's not doing it for herself, she's doing it for the audience and her fans. But we've decided that it's very important to focus and to focus on the few things where we can make an impact. While we do many small things anonymously, the things that we've talked about here today are things that we've focused on in a major way in order to make as big an impact as we possibly can.
We'd like to thank the Association of Fundraising Professionals for recognizing us as the Philanthropist of the Year.
In addition, we'd like to thank each and every one of them for the selfless work they do on behalf of others and organizations in Northeast Ohio.
Thank you for the honor.
And good night, Mr. and Mrs. America.
The Corporate Leadership Award is presented each year to a business or corporation in our community that demonstrates outstanding commitment through both financial support and motivating others to take a leadership role. Our honoree this year encourages volunteerism and community involvement among its employees. Nominated by the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, we are proud to present this year's AFP 2020 Corporate Leadership Award to Giant Eagle.
My name is Patty Eilman. I'm with the Greater Cleveland Food Bank, and I'm Vice President of Food Resources. Giant Eagle has been a donor of the food bank ever since I can remember. I have been at the food bank for close to 17 years, and I know they were already doing lots of great things for the food bank before I arrived. But when I first started, one of their partners or one of their employees, Anthony Rigo, actually took me to the stores to help me get our food rescue program started, and it just bloomed from there. So they're just a wonderful partner. They do whatever we need to do, and they're just very supportive of our staff and of our mission. They are our biggest supporter of one of our largest campaigns that we do every year called our Harvest for Hunger campaign, specifically Check Out Hunger, and it normally runs from February through April, and they have extended their campaign through the end of the year, and already this year they have donated over $2 million. Their staff are just absolutely wonderful to work with. From the stores, we actually pick up donations weekly from their stores. Their teams in their stores are supportive of the programs. They're aware, they know what's going on, and they're always willing to help and talk to you when you visit one of the stores. Their warehouse, know their warehouse staff by name. We pick up from them every week. They're just always willing to call and ask questions if they have a concern about something they might want to donate. And just their management staff is just, they believe in what we are doing. They believe in our mission. They believe in getting the food into the hands of the people that need it the most. They're just a wonderful group of people to work with. You know, we were doing distributions at the food bank several years ago and decided we needed some shopping carts for the distributions when the people came to pick up the food. And you pick up the phone and you talk to one of their employees, and a few days later you have shopping carts at the food bank. I mean, they just react, and they just know how important some of the things that we are doing, and they just are always supportive. Well, I don't think we would be as successful as we are right now. We can't do what we do without the support of our partners. And Giant Eagle is just one of the best ones out there. You can't get any better than them. And not just us, other food banks too. It's not just us. They have many food banks in their service territory, and they support all of them, not just the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. Giant Eagle, I am honored to be here today to thank you for the wonderful partnership that you have with the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. You have a wonderful group of people working for you, and we just truly appreciate everything you do for us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
At Giant Eagle, we've built our company around being a good neighbor and giving back to the communities in which we serve. As a food retailer, we recognize that we have a responsibility to help end hunger. We are committed to providing our neighbors in need with access to nourishment for themselves and their families. This commitment is made possible through the generosity of our guests and the passion of our team members. But it's truly brought to life through the incredible work that our partners at the Cleveland Food Bank put into it every day, supporting Northeastern Ohioans that need a helping hand. We are humbled by the efforts of those who have made our contributions possible, and we are honored to accept the Corporate Leadership Award. Thank you so much.
Now we present the Foundation Leadership Award. This goes to a foundation that demonstrates outstanding commitment through financial support, but also encourages and motivates others to take leadership roles in philanthropy. Nominated by Sarah Stilgenbauer of University Hospitals, the AFP 2020 Foundation Leadership Award goes to DEACONESS Foundation. We're also honoring DEBORAH VESY, recently retired president and CEO. Many of our AFP chapter members have been personally touched by her leadership, candor, and genuine concern for the organizations that they represent. University Hospitals nominated DEACONESS Foundation and DEBORAH VESY, so we have awards for both.
I'd like to offer my heartfelt congratulations to the Board of Trustees and the hardworking staff of DEACONESS Foundation on receiving this well-deserved accolade. Your dedication to collaborating on the expansion of workforce development within Cuyahoga County is unparalleled. University Hospitals was honored to partner with DEACONESS on our Pathway Coach initiative. This structured coaching program has brought workforce support to some of our most promising entry-level caregivers with the goal of inspiring professional growth and career development. It has been an amazing success and is only possible with the support and guidance of the DEACONESS Foundation. Throughout the development of this program, University Hospitals was especially grateful for the leadership and partnership of former DEACONESS Foundation CEO and President, DEBORAH VESY. I send my very best wishes to you, DEBORAH, as you enter into retirement and begin your next chapter. Your dedicated years of service have made Cuyahoga County a much stronger, healthier place for thousands of workers and their families. We look forward to working with Kathy Belk, the new president and CEO. Congratulations again to all the staff at the DEACONESS Foundation on receiving the 2020 AFP Foundation Leadership Award.
Good afternoon. I am honored to be recognized as the recipient of the Association of Fundraising Professionals Foundation Leadership Award for 2020. My sincerest gratitude goes to University Hospitals for their nomination and the AFP for bestowing this honor. This year, the awards are being presented in a virtual format, and by the time you are viewing this in early November, I will be a month into retirement after 26 years with DEACONESS Foundation, 18 as its president and CEO. The DEACONESS Foundation in 2020 bears little resemblance to the foundation that was created back in 1994 when DEACONESS Health Systems was sold and DEACONESS Community Foundation was formed. During its first 20 years, the foundation had two competing and complementary personas: that of a health system winding down its affairs after 75 years of being a healthcare and low-income housing services provider, and that of a broad-based grant maker rooted in the United Church of Christ that focused on empowering people to become self-sufficient. In 2014, DEACONESS completed a strategic planning process, and for the last 6 years has been implementing a bold new strategic plan that focuses on strengthening the workforce development ecosystem, catalyzing innovation, increasing proven career advancement services, strengthening providers who are positioned to deliver proven career advancement services, and engaging in community efforts to address hurdles that impede progress along career pathways. Since I announced my retirement in February, I have been spending a lot of time reflecting on the journey that DEACONESS and I personally have been navigating and wondering what I have learned along the way and what I know really matters. Please allow me to share with you 5 reflections in no particular order of importance. 1, we must be willing to let go of the past in order to boldly step forward. DEACONESS would not be where it is today if the board and staff over the past 26 years had not had the courage to let go of what was safe, familiar, and comfortable in order to provide space for the opportunity to achieve an unknown impact into an unknown future. Society has reached a boiling point regarding a host of enduring social problems and is desperately trying to design the blueprint for how to bring about change in a multitude of systems. We must each ask ourselves and our organizations how much we are willing to change or let go in order to bring about meaningful systemic change. 2, philanthropy needs to have an honest conversation about its willingness to increase its risk tolerance. Coming from a public accounting and business background, I was quite surprised to observe that nonprofits and individuals working on the front lines to address inequities and injustice in their communities are risking their social, intellectual, and financial capital in ways that foundations often don't match. As I just stated, there is a recognition of the need for systems change. We know that changing the way systems operate requires vision, persistence, and a willingness to take risks. Philanthropy must be a partner in systems change. My hope is that the philanthropic sector will challenge itself to find ways, other than increasing its giving, to embrace more risk and inspire others to do the same. 3, Despite the power imbalance in a grantor-grantee relationship, nonprofit organization leaders have taught me so much more than I was able to give to them in return. I have had the honor of working with amazing, dedicated nonprofit organizations of all shapes and sizes. To this day, I remain frustrated with the mismatch that continues to exist between the expectations placed upon them and the undercapitalization of their human and financial resources. I am convinced that if philanthropy would prioritize making a long-term commitment to strengthening the capacity of its nonprofit partners, the scale of impact that they would be able to achieve would be nothing short of miraculous. 4, at the heart of achieving impact is the presence of trusting and respectful relationships. I have observed that the most powerful leaders are those that highly value the importance of building and nurturing relationships. I am extremely grateful for the access and opportunity that I had to build many such relationships over the past 26 years, and I'm comforted in the knowledge that they will remain with me into retirement. 5, as strong as we are as individual organizations, we are much more powerful if we collaborate. Many of you know of my belief in and commitment to collaboration. In 2009, DEACONESS stepped up to co-lead 17 of its peers in the creation of the Human Services Restructuring Pilot Project to provide consulting and other resources to nonprofit organizations wishing to examine strategic restructurings. Currently, DEACONESS is chairing a partnership of 3 public and 7 private workforce development funders in the creation and launch of Workforce Connect, an important building block in Cuyahoga County's workforce development ecosystem that will help support employers in finding the right skilled talent by creating business-led sector intermediaries in manufacturing, healthcare, and information technology. I believe that the systemic issues facing us today will require collaboration in order to have any real chance of affecting real change. I will leave you with what I know really matters. Back in 2001, 1 year before I became president and CEO, I participated in a transformational leadership training program offered by the United Church of Christ. One of our assignments was to create a personal mission statement. I had prepared plenty of organizational mission statements, but found myself feeling quite vulnerable in creating a personal one. I will leave you with mine that has served me well in my personal and professional life, and that I know will continue to serve as my North Star in retirement. Here is my personal mission statement: to respect and earn respect, to love and embrace love, to give abundantly and receive humbly, to give thanks for the gift of life. Thank you.
The Outstanding Fundraising Volunteer Award is a tribute to a special individual who demonstrates exceptional skill in coordinating and motivating groups of donors and volunteers in Northeast Ohio for fundraising projects. Co-nominated by Ryan Cross, University Hospitals, and Jane Iben of Lawrence School, the AFP 2020 Outstanding Volunteer Award is presented to Jill Harrington. Congratulations, Jill.
Jill, congratulations on receiving this year's Outstanding Fundraising Volunteer Award. You truly epitomize the spirit of this award, and I couldn't be happier to see you recognized for all your incredible efforts on behalf of UH and UH Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital. It has been my pleasure to work closely with you for over a decade on projects vital to the success of Rainbow. It's always amazing to watch you at work, doing everything from securing presenting sponsorships to putting signs in the ground. There's nothing you won't do to make a fundraising event a success. When we need a leader to help harness community support, we turn to you, Jill, and you have exceeded our expectations every single time. Your love for our pediatric patients just shines through in everything you do for our health system. The impact your efforts have made at UH Rainbow are transformational. Congratulations, Jill, again on this well-deserved recognition. I'm so happy for you.
My name is Nat Leonard. I'm the board chair at the Lawrence School. Yeah, I've had the pleasure of knowing the Harrington family ever since I was a munchkin. I grew up in Hudson, and the Harringtons have been there for a long time. That's where they started their company. Jill is a little younger than I am, but I've known the family and I've seen the contribution that they've made to the community for decades. That's one of the characteristics of the family that I admire. They clearly believe that one of their responsibilities is to give to the community in which they live and in which they raise their kids. And that starts with Ron and Nancy, and it goes through the rest of the family and to Jill. And they've made an impact or had a mark on dozens of organizations in Northeast Ohio. Jill's been on our board now for a couple of years. She brought in perspective on fundraising, which is always important for any nonprofit, but is going to be particularly important for us as we go forward with some of our plans in spite of what's happening with COVID. Our fundraising team is really strong. They've all been with the school for a while, and Jill brought in a fresh set of eyes, which helped us, frankly, get more comfortable with some pretty aggressive plans and goals that we're going to be pursuing going forward. We had a strategic planning session, in retrospect, either at a really good or a really bad time right before COVID hit. And when we racked up the cost of what we wanted to do, it was frankly a big number, at least for us. And we had to decide if we were going to go after it. And every now and then when you have a meeting like that, there's a pregnant pause as everybody's trying to figure out if we're going to jump in. And she was one of the first people to speak. And she essentially said, we have to do this. We have to do it because it's the right thing for the community that we serve, and we can figure out how to pull it off. And that helped direct the conversation and the ultimate unanimous decision that the board made to go forward. The other thing that she does is she talks a lot to people outside of the formal conversation. That informal sharing of perspective and guidance is a big part of what she does. People in Northeast Ohio know the Harrington family. They respect what they did with their business. They respect what they're doing to support institutions like UH and Lawrence where they're involved. And when Jill follows up with people that we're approaching from a fundraising perspective, and she talks about what the school means to her, and we all know about the relationship between UH and the Harrington family, that carries a lot of weight. I believe Jill's deserving of this award because of what she does as a contributor to the institutions and a driver with the institutions that she's involved in. Her involvement and her family's involvement goes beyond pure philanthropy financially. It's energy, it's time, it's decisions, it's support, it's energy. And that's a pretty tough combination to find in one individual. And I think that makes the award that you're giving her well-deserved, and I applaud it. I'm thrilled to be part of the team to congratulate Jill Harrington on her award, to celebrate what Jill and the Harrington family do every day for a large group of institutions. For me in particular, what Jill is doing right now for the Lawrence School is critical to the way that we serve our kids and our families. And I look forward to continuing that relationship in Lawrence and Hudson and going forward.
Thank you, Jane, and thank you to the Association of Fundraising Professionals of Greater Cleveland for this incredible award. Another thank you to University Hospitals and Lawrence School for their nomination. Those two organizations mean so much to me and my family, and it's truly an honor to be recognized. For me, philanthropy and family go hand in hand. Growing up, my parents, Nancy and Ron, set a strong example with the power of giving back. Their dedication to help and serve others in need inspires me to identify some of my own meaningful causes. Once I started volunteering at the gathering place and saw the impact it made on people's lives, volunteering quickly became my passion. I'm not one to do anything halfway, so when I choose an organization to support, I support it 110%. UH Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital and Lawrence School are two of those organizations that I care deeply about. I am honored to be on the board of Lawrence School. Lawrence is a gem of an institution, and they are always working to inspire and educate those in our community. Working on behalf of Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital has always been an absolute joy. When I was invited to join the Rainbow Foundation, I learned just how much you can do to make a difference. This was evident when I co-chaired Rainbow's signature event, Ride the Rainbow. I was involved with the entire planning process from start to finish. It was an incredible experience, and of course, being able to raise more than $1.5 million for the children at Rainbow is something I'll never forget. My volunteer philosophy is simple. It's about rolling up your sleeves and doing whatever is necessary to help, whether that's finding sponsorships or putting signs into the ground. It's also more than just asking for financial support. I look for ways to bring people together, to connect them with the mission of an organization in a way that's meaningful for both parties. Once again, thank you to AFP of Greater Cleveland for this incredible award, and special thank you to my parents for instilling a love of philanthropy and volunteerism that I am now sharing with my own children. I give from the heart, and I'm very blessed and fortunate to be able to do so. Thank you.
The Outstanding Youth in Philanthropy Award. It recognizes service by a youth or a youth group in our community for their commitment to volunteerism and encouraging and motivating their peers to take leadership roles. Nominated by Julie Wiegraff of Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, the recipient of the AFP 2020 Outstanding Youth in Philanthropy Award is Elizabeth Lendahl. Elizabeth, we're so proud of you.
Elizabeth is one of our girls of courage, confidence, and character. She's a great representative of the 23,000 girls we have in the Girl Scout program in Northeast Ohio. She's the kind of person that sees a need in the community, figures out that solution, and goes and makes that happen. Well, we call the Girl Scout Leadership Experience, and it's really all about figuring out who you are as a person, discovering yourself and looking out into your community and seeing what that community has. What are those things in the community that you care about? And then look at what your resources are and how you're able to look at those passions and connect those to those places in the community. And then figure out a project that takes action, not only for one day, but makes lasting change for people. Elizabeth started working with Avon Lake Community Resource Services when she started her Gold Award. And the Gold Award is the highest award you can earn in Girl Scouting, and less than 5% of the girls in the country earn it. So it's a big deal. And the way that she came to that organization is that Girl Scouts really works with girls in order for them to discover in the community what they care about. Look out into the community and see in that multicultural and very different community what those needs are. Find the passions, discover the passions within themselves that connect to that community, and then take action to make the world a better place. So her first project with that agency was to create spices for the individuals that were picking up groceries and donations from that pantry there. She wanted to make both a cookbook and a spice shelf because that was not really part of what the pantry was able to give. And she wanted to make sure that they were not only getting nutritious food, but food that tasted good. She moved in this year, she knew that there was a great need for hygiene products, that those weren't available through the food bank. And so she did a specific project again this year. And I think it's very interesting that that organization really embraced who she was and what she was doing. And they put her on the board as their youngest board member to continue to plan for that organization and help her shape its future. You know, I think she really is a servant leader. That's what I strive for every day in my life as a nonprofit professional, and I know a lot of people in AFP do as well. And she really is a person who doesn't think about just driving through and leading and being dictating what's going to happen, but really gathering the resources of her community around and being the coach and the person that moves the group forward to the ultimate goal. I think she has a very unique personal story that she has really taken all the difficulties and the things that she's had to overcome and looked at her community through that lens, and has really looked at what do other people need in order to overcome their personal challenges. And she wants to make sure she is right there, side by side with them, making those things happen. But her continuing involvement with this organization, both as a board member to take on the responsibility and all that means to be a board member for an organization, but also to continue to plan projects and give back. I think that really speaks volumes about the person that she is. I want to sincerely congratulate Elizabeth in all she has done in her community. She's a shining example of what a Girl Scout can do.
I'm extremely honored to be receiving such an important award. I'm grateful to be recognized for my work because I am very sure that every other nominee was as capable of winning, or if not more. I would like to start off by thanking my parents, friends, and family for their internal support throughout all my projects. An enormous thank you to Mrs. Julie Rugraff from the Girl Scouts of Northeast Ohio, not only for nominating me today, but for also supporting me throughout all my projects. I was born in Montreal, Canada, and moved to Avon Lake at the beginning of the 3rd grade. So many things were different here, especially volunteering and helping others. This is a completely new concept for me. After joining Girl Scouts, volunteering became important for me, especially as I achieved my Girl Scout Gold Award as a freshman. It was great to create a cookbook for the clients of our local food bank, community resource services, and collect over 1,200 spice bottles. This was the start of several volunteering projects, from collecting hygiene products to creating birthday boxes for children and elders. What I did not realize when I started volunteering was the impact giving back would have on me. I guess one could say I had an epiphany. It happened on a Saturday morning. I was collecting donations and my dentist offered help. When I arrived at his office to pick up the goods, his receptionist, who I've known for years, greeted me with a giant smile and a huge hug. She said, "Your project, you're doing it for me. I am one of CRS clients and I can't believe you're doing all of this to help people like me." This left me speechless. She was so honest about her struggles and the difficulties that she was facing as a single mother raising 3 young children. Until that moment, I had not truly realized how much of an impact my projects could have, nor had I been able to put a face on the daily struggles of some of my neighbors. From that day on, my sole purpose became helping others in my community. I'm only 17 years old, yet I know that I have bettered my community. I want to remind everyone that every little act of kindness matters. Right now, more than ever, we need everyone, young and old, to help. I don't know what my future will hold, but I know that I will continue to change the world one hygiene product and spice bottle at a time. I would like to end off with the wise words of Martin Luther King Jr. Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Thank you once again for this incredible honor.
Next is the Outstanding Fundraising Professional Award. This is how AFP recognizes one of its own. Presented to a professional in our community who has demonstrated leadership, commitment to the profession, and continued personal and professional development. This is someone who we all admire and aspire to be like. This honoree is chosen by their peers, including prior recipients. The Outstanding Fundraising Professional adheres to the Donor Bill of Rights and the Code of Ethics of the Association of Fundraising Professionals. Nominated by Sherry Bishop, we are proud to present the AFP 2020 Outstanding Fundraising Professional Award to Ryan Cross, University Hospitals, Vice President, Institutional Relations and Development. Congratulations.
Ryan, congratulations on this well-deserved award. You're an amazing professional, and it's been a pleasure working with you through the years and seeing firsthand the devotion you put into every aspect of your work with university hospitals and our donors. You embody the UH mission, and that is clearly reflected in remarkable achievements you have had as a fundraiser. Never was that more evident than during your time as campaign director of the Discover the Difference campaign. Your brilliant leadership was instrumental to our success and helped forever change our health system for the better. Ask any of our supporters who work with you, and they would all say the same thing. Ryan is more than a fundraiser, he's also our friend. You are caring and compassionate, and your commitment to UH and Greater Cleveland is unmatched. Ryan, University Hospitals is fortunate to have you as one of our leaders. Congratulations again on being named this year's Outstanding Fundraising Professional. Well deserved.
Thank you, and thank you to the Association of Fundraising Professionals, Greater Cleveland Chapter, and its members for this recognition and prestigious award. I'm humbled and honored to be included alongside this year's other award recipients, Jeff and Tricia Cole, Jill Harrington, Giant Eagle, Deaconess Foundation, and Elizabeth Lindell. Each of these individuals and organizations have impacted our community in very significant ways. A heartfelt congratulations to my fellow 2020 National Philanthropy Day Award recipients. For the past 25 years, it's been a privilege to represent 4 leading Greater Cleveland nonprofit organizations in a development role: Baldwin Wallace University, Case Western Reserve University, the Cleveland Clinic, and University Hospitals. It's been a joy partnering with donors who support these fine institutions and helping to match their passions and interests with organizational priorities and opportunities for their philanthropic impact. Over the past 16 years, it's been a privilege to work with one of the finest development teams in the country, assembled at university hospitals, and partner with our physicians, nurses, scientists, board members, volunteer leaders, and administrative leadership team to advance our philanthropic goals. We've dedicated ourselves to inspiring philanthropy to transform and advance our health system. Partnering with our generous donors and supporters and bringing together their passions with hospital priorities is exhilarating. Together, we develop new ideas, we learn, solve problems, share laughs, sometimes tears, while making great things happen. It's an absolute joy. I'd like to thank Tom Zenti, our Chief Executive Officer at University Hospitals, who's led us on a successful course for the past 18 years. Tom's focused us on our commitment to the community and the needs of Northeast Ohio with a steadfast focus on our mission to heal, to teach, and to discover. His leadership, prioritization of philanthropy, and collaboration have helped us to surpass our $1.5 billion Discover the Difference campaign goal, an achievement for university hospitals of which we're very proud. During my career, I was fortunate to work with outstanding mentors who've helped me grow personally and professionally. I owe these individuals and colleagues and friends a true debt of gratitude for this special role in my career. Today, I thank Dick Fletcher, Catherine Smythe-Zeitz, Roger Cerny, Alex Petras, Bruce Losine, Carol Moss, and Sherry Bishop. To Sherry, with whom I've had the honor to work alongside in the trenches for the past 20 years, my heartfelt appreciation for your guidance, friendship, encouragement, and belief in me. And to our leadership team at UH, Sean, David, Simon, and Michelle, for our work together and for nominating me for this prestigious award. In closing, I want to thank all the wonderful donors who've put their trust in me as their partner in achieving their philanthropic goals. Working with these special individuals and organizations has been personally meaningful and profoundly rewarding. I'm not sure what I could ask for more in a career. I'm honored and humbled. Thank you.
What an incredible show. Congratulations to all the AFP 2020 award recipients. Your work is inspiring to all of us. AFP members, as you reflect on everything that these winners have accomplished for our communities, start thinking about those individuals who are driving change in your organization and consider nominating them for 2021. To close today's ceremony, I'm privileged to introduce AFP President and CEO, Mike Geiger.
Hi, I'm Mike Geiger, President and CEO of AFP Global, and wow, what a great National Philanthropy Day celebration that we're all having. Hats off to Jane Firth, Joan Palumbo, and the entire 2020 National Philanthropy Day Planning Committee at the Greater Cleveland Chapter for putting together this event. Thank you so much for all of your work. I also want to thank all of the donors and the volunteers and supporters that are here with us today, and especially our honorees, because you are why we celebrate National Philanthropy Day. Philanthropy, as you know, is a critical pillar of our free society. Our giving, our volunteering, our engagement doesn't just help people, it helps our entire country. It keeps us free and independent. It defines who we are. It strengthens the ideas of justice, ethics, and democracy. These aren't just flowery words. Philanthropy is a real concrete way that we all support a free, engaged, just, and equitable society. And that's why it's so important that we recognize our honorees today, not just because of their gifts or contributions. We also need them because they are role models. We're inspired by them. We're moved to action because of their incredible work. How many people will learn of what they have done, will hear of these awards today, and want to get involved in their own way because of them? I mean, where would we be without donors and volunteers such as Jill Harrington and Jeffrey and Patricia Cole, or inspiring youth philanthropists such as Elizabeth Lindell, who is leading the way for a new generation? And finally, there are fundraisers epitomized by our outstanding fundraising professional this year, who is Ryan Cross. Several years ago at AFP Icon, the Archbishop Desmond Tutu called fundraising a noble calling. And it truly is just that. It's a calling to engage others so that everyone benefits. Fundraisers are the link between generous donors, all of you, and the causes that inspire you. But it's all about working together. We are all partners in the philanthropic process: donor, volunteer, foundation, corporation, charities, and fundraisers. But we have so much still to do. The impact of the pandemic will continue to affect us for years to come. And we are just beginning to truly address the issues of racism and social justice that have been part of our society for far too long. I have pledged that AFP will be a leader in all of this, that we will help charities support their communities and provide even more services to help those hurt by the pandemic, and that we will work to transform our sector into one that empowers everyone, fundraisers, donors, volunteers, supporters alike, regardless of race, ethnicity, or any other factor. Philanthropy has the power to do that. We have the power to do all of that, but it takes all of us. I'm proud to be able to partner with all of you, everyone involved in philanthropy. And I know that every fundraiser in this room is equally proud. Thank you for everything that you do for philanthropy. Thank you for believing in all of our causes. Thank you for being here today and showing your commitment and support on National Philanthropy Day.